Brent. I'm in my garage and I'm about to install some adult stabilizers. When you do it for kids, it's called training wheels. But the reason why I'm doing it, and I'm doing it on my wife's bike, is because she has had 2 back surgeries. And we're not youngins anymore. We're retired and we're traveling, and the last thing I want to do is turn something fun like these e-bikes into a trip to the hospital. And so I think her second surgery was a couple years ago, but if you've ever had back surgery or known someone who's had back surgery, you're just not quite right ever again. So you have to take extra precautions. On top of that, we're older, so our mobility and recovery is not nearly as good as someone who's, in their 20s or teens. So for that reason, I'm taking the precaution of putting these adult stabilizers on just so my wife can become familiar with the bike here at home before we go on our trip for 2023. And get used to the controls and the stopping and all that sort of thing without the constant worry of falling off, because I know my wife, she's going to be worried about falling off of this thing, and I need her to be confident with the bike and learning the bike first before we embark on taking them off. So the ultimate goal is to take these bad boys off, but in order to get her on moving with me, we need to put them on. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'll show you what it looks like in the end. Now, I'm not going to film her, and probably ever, unless she allows me to, because she's shyer than I am. And so if she does allow that, then I'll film it. If she doesn't, then you won't see her. Hopefully out on the trail later, she won't mind that. So yeah, let me get to it, and I'll put the adult stabilizers. I keep wanting to call them training wheels. They're like training wheels, but only bigger and for a heavier bike. All right, here is the stabilizers installed. Both sides here. They're more or less just behind the axle on both sides, so they're even. Now, excuse me, I had to take the rack off here because it sat on this bar here, and these clamp are the horseshoe shaped whatever they are. Dang, I can't think of them. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, this U-clamp that I tightened down would not go over the basket, and it was just too wide. And down here I had to take the derailleur off, but all you have to do is loosen this here. This is a cover right here, and it comes off, and then you just loosen it a little bit, and the derailleur just lifts right off. So I'll put those back on, both the rack and the derailleur, once she gets used to riding on this. It seems to be really, really stable. There's a bit of a bow in this way on both sides, but it doesn't seem to affect it too much. So the weather's supposed to get nicer in a few days, and we're going to go non-pedal assist pedaling on it and just get her comfortable up and down the driveway. And then after that, we'll go pedal assist 1 and both throttle and pedaling, and then move on from there. One of the things you have to be cautious about, and I noticed this, is that with these on, when you go to turn, the turning is not as easy because you can't lean the bike. So I'll have to make sure she understands that. I wanted to show you that I did put this back on the rack, and the bolts are long enough to go over this U-bolt here, which goes over the frame here, and still attached. In fact, it's in there a good probably 3/4 of an inch there and down here. So I did get her rack back. She was not upset, but she was wondering, am I going to lose my rack? And I'm like, nah. So I put that back on for her. Now I'm about to take the bike out. What I want to do is I want to check and see, because I'm bigger than her and heavier than her, I want to check and see how much she can wobble and potentially get into a situation where she might fall. And I can't have that. I don't want her to have that. And so if it takes longer for her to learn with these stabilizers, then so be it. I mean, I have already taken it out for a ride, but I'm taking it out this time to show you. But what can happen is she can at least go through the campground with me, even with the stabilizers on. She doesn't seem to be too embarrassed by it. And I think at our age, I mean, it's, you know, most human beings will see it as a necessary requirement for some of us older folks. So let me get it out there, and I'll just kind of do a selfie look and ride so you can see me in my goofy biker's helmets and gloves, even though in Arkansas we don't have to have a helmet. I'm wearing it anyway. I'm just getting in the mood for the bike ride. I love these things. All right, I've got the selfie stick. You might be able to see it, you might not be able to. So I'm gonna try to hold it far away. It doesn't look like it's getting the bike in too much. But anyway, I'm doing the throttle only because whoa, there's a lot of power, because I'm holding this selfie stick while I go here. And so I'll pay attention to the road, so to speak. And what I'm doing here is I'm going side to side like she may do, and go, oh, I'm gonna fall. I just want to kind of put some weight on these stabilizers just to see if there's potential for her to fall. Now I'm cruising at 9.6 miles per hour, and to go through a campground, that's more than enough. So yeah, 10 miles an hour through a campground, that's great. I imagine I could probably go faster. The situation you got to worry about, though, when you're riding with these things on, is turning with them. You cannot turn fast while you're on this, and I know that for sure. So I'll be sure to remind her. I'm on pedal assist 2, able to go that fast, and I've got pedal assist 1 lowered a little bit, and so that she can go slower and get comfortable. So yeah, let me see if I can. I got my hand as far out as possible, and yeah, I feel pretty comfortable that these are going to keep her from falling over. And see, I'm very far over there, and they don't seem to be bending out too much. So let me stop and show you what I'm talking about. All right, bike. So I'm going to switch this around and keep it live. You can see the bike here. These are kind of out a little bit on both sides. That's not because they're bent, it's because of the way the frame is shaped. And so the wheels are kind of this way a little bit on both ways, but they're not bending. And if they are, I can't tell. So that's very important, because if they bent, you know, that they suddenly gave way, that would be an issue. But I think this holds pretty good here. And the way this is very sturdy, I feel pretty comfortable with it, that she's going to be okay, especially in slower speeds until she gets used to it. The same goes with the seat. It's hard for her to pedal right now because the seat is so low. but it's so low so that when she's on it, she can touch her feet on either side of the ground, at least her tippy toes, if not flat-footed. So it's not a comfortable bike right now to actually pedal, even in pedal assist, but once she gets more comfortable, I'll raise the seat up some more and it'll be a more comfortable ride for her. So I think that's it for this video. I will go ahead and post this. I mean, the value of the stabilizers for us is immeasurable right now. And I honestly don't know if she'll ever be able to get rid of the stabilizers. I thought so, but I've seen her on the bike and she's just really, really nervous about falling. And that's because she has fallen a few times now since back surgery and doing regular things like walking down the road or stepping up a curve. It's gotten quite a bit better now with time, but it really does bother her right now. So I don't know if we're ever going to get rid of those stabilizers. Hopefully, but maybe not. Let me get you a front shot here as I go back, just so you can see when you start off, you got this left and right wobble because you're out of balance. And then let me lift this up some. So whoa, see, way over there to the left, oh, way over there to the right. Now that I'm going faster, it's a little better, but no road's going to be perfectly level, so these stabilizers have to be able to handle some degree of lean. Not sure how much wind is coming through, how clear this is going to be either. We've been having a lot of rain. I'm looking down the road and the ditches are full of water. Ooh, this is staying left. But it's a little bit chilly too, and I'm in shorts. This GoPro I'm filming with, I really like it. I really do like it. It's doesn't have all the features, especially low light, as good as my last camera, but the video is really crystal clear, and the anti-wobble is phenomenal, which makes video for you guys more enjoyable. Whoa! Well, I'm back home. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you later.